Kung Fu Panda, The Dragon Knight, is currently streaming on Netflix. Adan and I are going to look at the one that started it all, 2008's Kung Fu Panda.
Skadoosh.
Welcome back to Tales of Two Bros. My name is Angel,
I'm Adan.
where we give you a review at least once a week. Spoiler alert, Kung Fu Panda came out in 2008. This could be considered a throwback, or we're going to look at more as an action movie because there's a lot of action, even though it's animation.
Yes.
It has a Rotten Tomato score of 87% by the critics, 83% by the audience. Let's get right into the credits here. It is directed by Mark Osborne and John Stevenson, written by 5 people. And here I go again. Some of these names I probably will have trouble pronouncing, but Jonathan Abel, Len Berger, Ethan Rafe, Cyrus Voris, Chris Boch, starring Jack Black playing Poe, Dustin Hoffman playing Shifu, Angelina Jolie as Tigress, Ian McShane as Tai Lung, Jackie Chan as Monkey, Seth Rogen as Mantis, Lucy Liu as Viper, David Cross as Crane, Randall Duck Kim as Oogway, the turtle. Do you know where else he's from?
Shut up, Mr. Burton. Big Trouble in Little China.
That's James Hong.
Oh,
Here. That's Mr. Ping. That's the...
I'm stuck on the duck.
Right. Randall Duck Kim, he is the key master from the Matrix.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Dong Folger as Zeg, Michael Clark Duncan as the Commander Vulture, Wayne Knight as the gang boss. You know him, he's from Jurassic Park and Seinfeld, and countless others. I'm not going to go into them, and I apologize for not doing that, but there's a whole slew of voices here.
It's essentially all-star cast.
Right, but you have other actors who do other voices for other characters.
True.
So after rewatching this, I freaking went back to like the first time I saw it. It is so good. This movie to me is almost perfect, even though the ratings is not so high up here. But for me, it gets the animation.
Yeah.
It has the comedy. It has martial arts action done very well. Even a great story to follow. Even though things happen quickly, it doesn't feel rushed.
The pacing was appropriate.
The length of the movie is just like when we did a review on Beetlejuice, 92 minutes. And what we did on a review on Beetlejuice, we felt that was rushed for 92 minutes, where here it felt adequate.
Yeah.
And you have here some kind of Star Wars related thing too, where a boy
Who was adopted, essentially.
who was adopted, correct, there you go, and also wants something bigger out of his life.
Mm-hmm. Finds out that, he might be the chosen one.
Correct.
Trained by an elder master that is relatively a neighbor.
Keep going.
To find out that the big bad was also a former apprentice of the chosen master that he was trained by.
Right. So it wasn't the father, but of the same house.
Yes.
Go on.
The skill and the abilities that is needed is found within him.
Go on.
Everything is mastered by like a mystical force that is around them.
Correct. So that you can see how it relates. Almost everything can be relatable to Star Wars.
Everlasting journey to prove this.
Especially the first one. I cannot support or use the prequels or the sequels, but the original trilogy, yes. Especially and A New Hope.
Yeah.
That was the one that
Set the ground.
Yeah. If A New Hope failed, we would not have 9 movies altogether and spin-offs.
Mm.
But anyway, I love this for so many reasons. I grew up on martial arts. I used to watch Saturday afternoon martial art films after my cartoons. I trained in martial arts. You trained in martial arts.
Yep.
When this came out and when I saw what they did with it, I thought, holy crap, they knocked it out of the park. Because it is like a traditional kung fu film in a way that a student must learn to protect. Usually it's like revenge or a student trying to, or a person who wants to be something else that he is currently. So you see that in countless kung fu films back in the 70s and 80s.
Yeah.
The Shaw Brothers and
Jackie Chan films.
And yes, all those.
Matter of fact, a lot of their training scenes or even some of their fight scenes are verbatim from martial art films. Yeah, the movement.
For example, the one with Po and Shifu. That I don't know why they call him Shifu because it's Sifu, Sifu, but they had an H. I don't know. They made it different. But the one where they're trying to fight, they're fighting for the dumplings.
Straight up Jackie Chan, Drunken Master.
Nope.
Not Drunken Master? Not the original?
Fearless Hyena.
Fearless Hyena? That was Fearless Hyena.
Because his master had a crutch.
Uh-huh.
Just like Shifu has a crutch.
Okay, I mixed my movies up. So they did use a lot of the actors in those movies back in the day too. So maybe that's why. Was that
Drunken Master was different. It says like the master was different in Drunken Master, and the master was different in Fearless Hyena. They had the same look in the sense of the gray hair with the cap on. Clothing was very similar, but it was two different actors. And with Fearless Hyena, he's training, and the way that Jackie Chan's character in Fearless Hyena is very sad because his uncle, who was his former master, was killed. And so to help him get out of that, Jackie Chan is reaching for food. His master comes in and stops him. And so he tries to get him out of his thought, out of his head, and makes that a training session without originally being a training session.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I'm pulling up the clip right now, and I remember as soon as I saw the master, I'm like, oh yeah, that's definitely not the Drunken Master guy. But it is verbatim for it.
Right. Yeah, well, not not copy by copy, but very influential. There are some scenes but then there's others where Kung Fu Panda expands. I mean, I used to watch Fearless Hyena all the time. Like, I would watch it, I would rent it almost as equally as I would rent Star Wars.
Well, for me, I was introduced to the martial art films through you. Well, you had the movies, and I remember when you were away on college, I basically rifled through your collection. I just watched whatever you had. So, I to just be VHS after VHS. Free movies for me.
No, it's okay. It's okay. But yeah, I love Fearless Hyena because it had a blend of comedy and great action, and I just found it funny too because the dubbing was with English actors. It wasn't like American accents. It was like English accents. I just found that hysterical.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's get back to here. So I also love the Fearless Five. The Fearless Five. The Fearless Five.
Or no, they may have been Ferocious Five because they're animals. Because they had their own show too.
Oh, they had countless shows of Kung Fu Panda. Like, as I mentioned before, on Netflix, Kung Fu Panda, The Dragon Knight. Mm-hmm. On Amazon, there's Kung Fu Panda, The Paws of Awesomeness, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And that one is not voiced by Jack Black, where here on the Netflix, it is voiced by Jack Black with some other people. But anyway, there's been countless video games.
Not including the movies. They did multiple movies.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they're coming out with Kung Fu Panda 4.
Yeah.
That's coming out in 2024. The Furious Five. Yeah. So the Furious Five, what I love about them is that they represent the 5 animals of Kung Fu.
I thought you were about to say the Shaw Brothers.
Why would I say that?
Because in the Shaw Brother films, didn't they always have 5 main characters as martial artists?
Deadly Venoms, you have all that stuff too. But what I'm saying here is that a lot of their martial arts is represented by animals.
Mm-hmm. Elements and animals, both.
Right. So you have the crane, you have the tiger. Tong Lung was the leopard. You have cobra, where they have here is a snake. They didn't make her a cobra, but that's style. Monkey style, praying mantis.
Which Jackie Chan did most of it, if not all those styles.
In his films, he covered them more or less, yes. But you have other films too like that. So again, and I said crane, tiger, monkey, cobra, praying mantis.
Mm-hmm.
And I love that where they incorporate that as the repetitions of that group.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no turtle style and no, I think that's a raccoon that Shifu is. I'm not sure who he is.
He looks like a raccoon.
Yeah, but I think he's something else.
Yeah.
But still.
Although the turtle can move.
He can move. He was, when you have to. Do you have a favorite scene?
Okay, setting aside Dumpling, when the big bad escapes. I love that scene. Tong Lung.
Before you go there, I had to check this, make sure, because Bruce Lee's character from The Way of the Dragon, when he fights Chuck Norris movie, I don't think they're using the same name as Bruce Lee's character. But his name is Tai Lung. So this little but it's still different, but similar.
When the leopard, Tung Long, escapes from the prison, I thought it was a really good scene for a couple reasons. One, the prophecy came to fruition or to truth because of the fact that they sent the duck to warn them, and that would never have happened. It was a self-fulfilling,
Their fear made it happen.
It was a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Yeah.
And then when he escapes, it shows how capable and dangerous of a character he was. Because granted, like they would tell stories about like flashbacks and stuff, like how he was and how Sifu trained him and stuff like that, and how Oogway was the only one that really could defeat him. But that's one thing, telling a flashback story, versus this guy just took down essentially an army.
Oh, no, a prison,
a mountain, and an army, because they dropped a mountain on him. And he just went through them like they were like just candy.
So, and that's one of my favorite scenes too.
Yeah.
If not the favorite scene of the whole film. But I was watching it again when they thought they took him down, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he reappears. You can hear him climbing.
Oh yeah.
Off camera. It's off camera. And so there's the two guards right there that he shows up between. You hear his going up. I was like, oh shit, I had to rewind it again. I was like, oh my God, they put that in. I was like, that's great detail that I've missed from multiple views before.
Oh yeah.
I thought that was awesome. But that scene, yes, you're right. That scene is freaking amazing.
Mm-hmm. And not just for the fact that he shows that he's a threat, like the skill, the technical skill of like they show his movements, not just like a powerhouse. It's like actual technical skill movements that he's doing to conquer over each individual. Other scene, I mean, there, of course, when they introduce Poe to the Furious 5 training scene, like where he's like, I will get rid of him in a day. Give me 24 hours. And they introduce him to like the training camp. Yeah. And I was, I had a good laugh for that. I just like Oogway, yes. Below the Blossom Tree, or he's like, you found the peach tree. The sacred peach tree of the ancients.
I'm sorry, but did you see at the end of in the end credit that Poe and Shifu are eating?
Yeah.
They're underneath the peach tree, and they zoom out, and they go to that. It represents Shifu because he planted that seed.
Yeah.
And it starts to grow, and it's showing Shifu growing. Even though Shifu was a master, he is still able to learn.
Yeah,
the master still able to
learn. Well, like even like you could tell, like, to everyone else he's the master, but like to Oogway, he saw himself only as a student. It's like that moment, not quite, but like Barry Gordy's Last Dragon. It's like, who's the master? You're the master now. It's like, there's nothing more I can teach you. It's like it's like you have everything within you. That's the moment when he sees the mirror and the scroll. Yeah. I felt like that moment was coming out, like, you have everything in you. You are the master.
Well, yeah, he's pointing to his head, just like how the reflection is pointing to the person.
Yeah, exactly. Another good moment, I will say this, though, when Sifu says, I've always loved you, or it's like, I've always been proud of you. It's the moment, like, he fought him, but he didn't fight him. It was a good emotional moment.
Oh, I mean, like the characters that we reviewed and the actors we reviewed in Beetlejuice.
Mm-hmm.
Here is the same thing. Every performance, every character and actor was a perfect match.
Yeah.
Besides Angelina Jolie. Angelina Jolie was a little mismatched, in my opinion.
I thought you would think her character was going to bring more to the table, because they would have flashbacks with her, and you maybe she would hold her own more with being his villain.
I just think her voice, I don't know, for being a tiger, you would think it'd be a little more, not menacing, but I don't know.
Were they trying to go sultry?
I don't know if they were trying to, but it just seemed, it didn't really matter. Like Seth Rogen, David Cross, Lucy Liu, Jackie Chan, who they underutilized, by the way. He had the least amount of lines.
True.
And I think they did a service to a master of that genre.
Although they give I keep calling him Lo Pan because that's who he is to me. They gave Lopan a lot more lines.
Of course.
He's great.
Gave it, but I mean, I loved it. I mean, I can listen to him. I can listen to him all day.
Actually, that was spoilers. He's still in Dragon Knight.
Even though I gave a lot of credit to the voice acting and as well as great matching, the animation, it was awesome because when you saw the characters move, be it the eyes, the head, you felt like as if the person was wearing the costume. It says like when you see Poe looking like he made a mistake, he dropped the bottle or dropped the vase and broke it. And you see his eyes, look at the vase, look at the character, look at it's like, uh-oh. You felt like Jack Black was looking and up and down like as if it actually him that did it instead of a computer-generated character.
Yeah, even the fur captured very well.
Now, for me, my favorite moments was the escape from prison from Tonglong. I think that was superbly done. The training with Shifu and Poe with the chopsticks was equally as great.
Mm-hmm.
And I also liked the bridge scene with the Furious Five and Tonglong.
See, I forgot about that. Like, it was such a quick moment for me.
But it was done so well. But unfortunately, like, they could have beaten him. They actually did, but he was just superior because he said it. Shifu didn't teach you everything.
Yeah.
They were limited in their training where he wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
Was there any faux pas for you?
It's hard to find, but did you have any in particular?
Besides Angelina Jolie's performance, which I thought could have been better. It was still good. Let's be real. It was still good, but I thought there was something missing.
I mean, right now, if I'm going to be a football, it's going to be the nitpick of a nitpick.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think like is extremely minor. I mean, I love the fact that Poe was a fanboy of the Furious Five. He was such a fanboy. He was a fanboy of all martial arts.
Yeah.
And we know people like that. We ourselves are fanboys on certain things. Star Wars, video games, you with your Dungeons and Dragons and stuff like that.
He's a comic book fan, and he has his own collection of toys. He's a geek through and through.
Oh, no doubt.
And a hefty boy, too.
One of us
is. I'm talking about Poe.
Yeah, I know.
One of us, yes, true, too.
This is worth the watch.
Absolutely.
It's definitely. If you're a martial arts fan, if you're a Jack Black fan, if you're a animated fan or animation fan, it's a good feel story. The ranking for Rotten Tomatoes, 87 for the critic, 83 for the audience. I'm sorry, strong 95% for me. It's almost 100%. It is so damn close to 100%. There is something a little off about it, but I can't pinpoint it right now. I mean, it's kind of hard. What can be 100%? It's kind of hard. Nothing can be exactly 100%.
Citizen Kane, here that's the best.
Right.
Although I never seen it.
Again, this goes with me in the sense of high rewatchability, up there with Star Wars: A New Hope, Your Grinch, Beetlejuice, Predator.
I'm okay with that rating too, and I'll tell you why. It like just for the same things you said. You got the rewatchable. It holds up. It's like 15 years old now. It's extremely quotable. Some of my favorite films have the best quote lines. Hell, like when I'm at work and you need to quote something at work for like just to pick up someone's day or like a little meme, I'll pick up a Kung Fu Panda line and throw that into a work chat. But it's the one from The Peachtree with Oogway where he's telling him about the past and the present and the future. And like that's why we call the present, well, that's why we call now a present, because it is a gift. Because the past is gone, you can't get. I'm paraphrasing now. The past is gone.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, what? The future is ahead, and we don't know what is there, and that's why now is a present. Today is a present.
Today's a gift. That's why it's called a present.
Yeah, there you go.
That's also a quote from Eleanor Roosevelt.
Is it?
Yeah, it's not Oogway's original quote.
Well, they sold it.
Well, no, it was done beautifully. Like, you mean for the new generation, but yes, it wasn't originally his.
Wow.
But it's a great, and it was fitting. It was fitting for what was happening in that scene.
That's like let's test this one. Who said you miss 100% of the shots you never take?
Michael Jordan.
The person that said it first was a hockey player.
Wayne Gretzky.
Yeah.
Oh, well, there you go.
See, it's the same effect, but yeah, the overall fantastic film.
How can you say it's not good when it made coming up to be 3 sequels, several television shows, some spin-offs like onesies, one-shots, video games,
toys.
Yes, it is a hugely successful franchise.
Mm-hmm.
And rightly so. Now, granted, I'm not such of a fan of the sequels because it kind of reminds me of The Matrix, where in the sense that the hero doubts himself.
Yeah, he always ends up doubting himself.
Right.
Like, bro, the whole premise of your existence is that you realize the inside of you is what makes you great. And then somehow you spill a cup of tea and now you're back to square one.
Right. But the thing is, what I love about it though is that he's still a fanboy through and through. He still gets excited by certain things that he heard about or read about. And
Sure.
so that's kind of cool. But if you're the chosen one, be the chosen one. Don't act like you have no experience. You have it. Kind of think of any faux pas, and I'm just like, right now.
I mean, that's a faux pas, but as a series.
As a series, not
Yeah.
not for the show. No. You know, he has several father figures. He has his Shifu. He has the duck father.
Mm-hmm.
You know, two that hit him in two different ways. Because the other one just wants to care for him and raise him. And he just loves him. Where the other one is like tough love. Oh, this is what I liked. Shifu had trouble teaching him, and he figured out a way when he saw that, you know, what motivated him.
Yeah, not
It's like how
not everybody can be taught the same way.
correct. Like saying it's like we're dog owners, right?
Mm-hmm.
But we had to figure out like what works with each dog, because some dogs are food motivated, some are pet motivated, some are verbally motivated in the sense of like you talk to them, they wag their tail, you give them a treat, they wag their tail, they respond differently to different things.
I thought you were going to reference like your days when you were teaching martial arts.
Well, that too. I mean, same thing. Like when you teach martial arts or fitness, that you can't teach the same thing for everybody. Sometimes some are visually learners, audible learners. You have to physically guide them sometimes to learn something. So you have to be adaptable. Where Shifu was having trouble was that being adaptable. He didn't have to for a long time. What he did though, he did become a little adaptable in the sense of teaching the Furious Five, that he taught them, instead of everything, they taught them individually to fit them.
Yeah.
Right? But it was still part of that same lesson or root of the tree, where Po was a different entity altogether for him.
Mm-hmm.
But then once he learned that what Po needed, then he was able to train him efficiently or effectively. So that's what I liked about that too, that a master was still able to have room to learn.
Still not a faux pas though. we're reaching.
Yeah, this movie is pretty damn perfect.
Oh, go for it.
Yeah. All right, guys, that is our action review of Kung Fu Panda. Have you seen it? What is your favorite moment or favorite scene? Leave a comment in the description below. Also, if you have a movie or a show you would like us to review, leave a comment below. Until next time, we'll be the next time. I'm Angel.
I'm Adan.
Love you, bro.
Love you too.